It's the second sci-fi event that Action Stations have arranged, and their marketing has been significantly more low-key than last year where they faked a UFO.
We took several pictures from around the city. I doctored them with a very subtle UFO, and then we released them on Twitter under a hashtag PompeyUFO. And all of a sudden, news picked up, was news. A country outside China picked up, California picked it up, Canada, Australia, BuzzFeed, Huffington Post, YouTube went berserk. It was a lot.
They haven't done any PR stunts for this year's event, but tweaked what's on offer, making it more family-focused. And they're also proud that the event enables local artisans to showcase their work.
We have a lot of 3D artists and poster artists and designers and that come down that, and a lot of other kind of people that create their own art and their own furniture and their own ideas, but through a love of something else. And then all this kind of comes into it to make something just as much fun.
I make geek craft. All of my friends have got little boys, and I needed birthday cards for small boys, and so I had the idea of doing Chewbacca. Chewbacca was the first one I did, the furry one, and gave it to all of my friends' little boys for their birthdays. They all loved it and said we want more. So I just started with other Star Wars characters, and everyone was so positive about how they looked and how good they were that they just said, why don't you do this as a job? And so that's how it started.
This is my display of zombie sculptures called Lawn of the Dead. I'm a big fan of monsters and horror movies and fantasy and science fiction films, and I wanted to make things for people's gardens. You know, you're not your usual kind of run-of-the-mill garden gnomes. So I've made some garden-proof concrete garden sculptures all about zombies, hence the name Lawn of the Dead, and some creepy garden gnomes, as well as pixie doors and things that people display in the garden that they're just a bit out in the ordinary.
And on the wall then, is it concrete you've got there on the wall?
This one's actually paper mache, so it's light enough to hang on the wall, but varnished as well. So the idea is it's a zombie busting through the wall.
I support a charity called Fight for Sight, which is basically raising money for UK eye research, and the reason I chose that charity is because I have an eye problem myself. Things are blurred and all straight lines are wavy, so it means it's very difficult to do quite a lot of things. I know that there's people worse off than me, and it gives me a purpose, so all my profits from my art, after all my costs, go to that charity. Before my eyes got bad, I actually used to do a lot of fine ink drawings. As you can see here, some are very fine, and I was so determined to carry on doing artwork, I started doing more abstract pieces that are more kind of free-form and sort of pop arty.
My spider sense is tingling. This is Shan Robins for Solent News Now.